only ones that were guaranteed. There were 5 heats. There weren't that many small queues. And early on, you could tell it was going to take something quick to advance. And you look at these times, Gordon, you look at the names of the people who were not involved. So Chanel Price wins the first one right off the bat, 159.86. And I think everybody just followed suit from there. And then you have a situation where 201.31, I believe, was the last time in terms of, 201.42 was the last time in. So you had to run that fast just to get to, not to the final, to the semis. And then you look at the names that didn't get in, like Hiltz, like Brenda Martinez. You know, there were some big, Sinclair Johnson, Aaliyah Miller. There were some big players here that did not even get out of the first round. I could see not making the final, but there are a lot of people that did not even get out of the first round. So that was exciting to watch because we've gotten conditioned in this meet, in these prelims. Oh, everybody's going to get through. Everybody's going to get through. Even the people who probably don't have a chance moving through. There were some people eliminated that in this race you thought could potentially make it to the final. But I want to ask you this question. Who do you think looked the best? Because yes, some big names went out, but we still saw Ajay Wilson advance, Athing Mo advanced, Raven Rogers advanced, Hannah Green, Kate Grace, Sabrina Sutherland, Price, I mentioned her earlier. Who looked the best, do you think?
I think 2 women looked the best, and neither of them are Athing Mo. I just really thought that Hannah Green and Ajay Wilson looked good. Even though Hannah Green lost to Athing, Hannah just had like a little bit of like an acceleration on that home stretch that I thought was very impressive. And Ajay Wilson just controlled her heat. Those are the 2 I thought looked the best. And it makes sense that I think they're going to look the best. They both made the team in 2019. They've done this many times. They're vets. So it makes sense. But then in reality, though, I think the entire field of 16 all looked good. Like, I don't think anyone qualified luckily or qualified like, oh my God, I can't believe you made it. I think from the top down, from Athing Mo, Chanel Price, all the way down to the 201 girls who qualified, I think they all kind of looked good. But if I just had to say my eye test, I thought Hannah Green and Ajay Wilson had the best eye test to me.
Mm-hmm. Wilson just did what you thought she was going to do, and she's so poised. You see her coming down the home stretch, and even when there's people behind her, she almost has this innate sense of exactly how hard she needs to go. I thought Mo's race strategy was interesting, just controlling it from the front. I think that she showed that she was super confident. Again, we're all waiting to see, how she's going to match up with Ajay Wilson, and we're not going to see it in the semis because they are in different semis, which is going to build even more drama to the final if they both get there. Yeah, I think both the women that you mentioned look solid. They all were honest efforts here. It didn't seem like there was any fluky instances of anybody having a bad day because of something weird happening. 2 high schoolers got through. We should mention that. It's the year of the high school women's 800. Roisin Willis and Whitaker got through. Juliet Whitaker both advanced through to the semis. So I think this sets up for a really, really compelling semifinal. And as expected, you're going to have an 8-person final. I've said this before, and you're going to feel good about Athing Mo and Ajay Wilson. And then I think the rest of the field is at least going to have a decent shot at making the team. I don't think there's going to be anybody in the final who you give no chance to, because I think everybody is going to, just to get through, is going to be in that 158, 159 range. And you got to figure if things break right, they'll be able to advance.
I'm just going to save talking about this race until after the next round because, nothing happened. We just saw a start list is what we saw. Hey,
I got excited on the start list.
Too flat. You got a little too excited. I didn't know how you were able to fill like 3.5 minutes of talk of a bunch of the top runners running too flat. So you did a good job.
I mean, good people went out. Good people went out.
Not really, though. Not really. Come on.
Some good people
went out. Sinclair Johnson's a 1,500-meter runner. Clearly, Brenda Martinez wasn't in shape. Like, there wasn't anyone that was actually good that got like, oh, my God, I can't believe you got out-leaned and now you're not going. You're
But okay,
you make. I
maybe to
think you're trying to turn this into something bigger than it is because we needed more in this meet, and we just this was the the most sexiest thing we had when compared to all the other stuff. So you're turning. I'm just being real, man. This will be
no.
good tomorrow. Tomorrow, this race will be good because we will see actually good runners get eliminated who prove that they're fit because they ran too flat today. So I'm excited for tomorrow.
There's people who ran too flat though that didn't this year that didn't get through. That's my point. Like Brendan Martinez ran 159.8 this year. Sinclair Johnson ran 159.9 this year. They're fast runners that
Yeah,
did not advance. I know some, but just because law of averages, some of them weren't going to go through. And you could have told me, hey, they're probably not going to make the final, but we're talking about the semis. They didn't even make the semis.
again,
Aaliyah Miller, too flat. There's a lot of good people here who aren't going through. I just think it shows the depth right now of U.S. women's 800-meter
yeah,
running, how good it is top to bottom. So you can spin it the way of it's boring, but I think it's crazy that uh, it's crazy that someone that good, two 159 women did not make it out of the first round, and the like they had bad races, like those were not the best races of their careers, but it also took 201 to get through. It wasn't a situation that we saw with the men's 5K where like three people didn't get to advance. It was
yeah.
tough to
Well, I
get
just
through,
think
and
that
it cut out really good people.
I just think clearly Brenda Martinez was not a 159 shape runner today, and I think she hadn't run since May, and now it makes sense. So like, and Sinclair Johnson, we saw what she did in the 1500, so it made sense the performances. I'm just saying, like, we didn't see someone who we can say they ran 159. Yes, technically they ran 159, but they weren't 159 runners who got eliminated today. They were
I mean,
we ran
technically they ran
159 a few months back, and now we're more like a 202 runner, and now we're eliminated.
They
It's
both
semantics.
ran 159. They both ran 150. Hold on. No. You can't just breeze up. They both ran 159 on May 9th, a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
that's a long time ago.
How many people are racing a ton between May 9th and now? Yes, I agree. It would have been more impactful if they did it 10 days ago, but you're acting like it happened back in the COVID year. Like, oh, in January of 2020, they ran 159. No, they recently showed shape. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I won't belabor the point anymore. Trevor says that you're yucking my yum, and I agree. Stop yucking the yum.
Yucking your
Brandon wants to
yum.
know, would this 800 be more exciting if there were 3 Olympic trials instead of just one?
Yes, it would be 100% more exciting. I'm telling you, man, that take it's I the more and more I think about it, I made a graphic about how it would work. Like
Yeah, it's
you
bad.
do the obviously you do 3 Olympic trials. The first one, it's regular where 24 go to 8, so it's like an NCAA format. 24 prelim, 8 in the final. And you do that
Mhm.
again on the second trials, but the third trials, the people who it's a straight final and the field is
Right.
made up of second through fifth place from the first trials and second through
Mhm.
fifth place from the second trials. So therefore encourages you to run well because you can clinch a spot in the third trials
I
as like
apologize to
your
everybody for bringing
last
this up.
hurrah.
I
I'm telling
apologize
you.
to everybody for talking
And
about
also
this.
Travis wrote the title calling it Gordon's trash idea. Not a trash
That part
idea.
of it was good.
It's a good
That part of it was
idea.
good.
For the
Yeah.
record, it's a good
Yeah.
idea.
hmm
Just think
Gordon's
about it.
actually
Open your
called.
mind.
Gordon's actually called NBC and he scheduled this all out. He said, "How about
Yeah.
would you guys put track on primetime TV for a month?" And they are all good with it. All right.